Hello subscribers, welcome to the Fast Profits Daily. I am Brijesh Bhatia. In January, I did a video on stocks under rupees 100 you should add to your watch list, and I have discussed around 8 9 stocks in those video. Most of them are trending around the same price. Some are slightly above the entry price. Some are trading slightly lower because we have seen Feb month being the market's been heading lower, and most of the mid cap stocks have been slightly struggling. So there could be a mixed bag of that 8 9 stocks, performance of 8 9 stocks which were there. And I guess last I checked, I guess a couple of days back, some of the few stocks were down by around 5 6%. Some were trading on a positive, some were trading around negative 1 2%. So there has been a mixed bag, and I think once the reversal starts, momentum may see a positive side on these stocks. In this video, I'll be discussing the stocks between 100 to 200 that you should keep on your radar or add to your watch list. This is a mix of large cap, mid cap, and small cap, keeping in mind that minimum market cap of around 1000 crores. In that video, which we are under training around 100, largely focus more on mid cap and small caps. So let's start with the strategy on selecting how I selected or how I went through to select these 10 stocks which I'll be discussing in this video. So strategy is very simple. Markets, this is the trending strategy which I am looking at. Golden cross. Golden cross is basically what your 50 days exponential moving average or the short term exponential moving average or short term simple moving average crosses above the 200 average, which is the long term average. So generally the golden cross is termed into the daily chart. Here I am taking weekly chart golden cross, which means my 50 weeks average will be heading above the 200 days average, and the prices should trade above both the averages. So this is the first criteria on weekly chart, the golden cross. Second, to measure the strength of the trend, I'm considering RSI over here, and RSI above 50 is termed generally as a bullish, and below 50 generally termed as a bearish. Above 70 it's been overbought, below 30 is being oversold. So I'm not looking at overbought scenario or oversold scenario. I'm just looking at a weekly 50, the index, the RSI should be above 50, which means that there is a strength into the bullish momentum. So here I'll be taking RSI on weekly above 50. Now, not only weekly, I'm looking at the daily as well, because I don't want to know that whether weekly strength is there into the stock, considering the 50 and 200 week. So 50 week is basically a year and 200 is basically the 4 years. So prices are trending above the 1 year average and 4 year average. Now, to look at the daily chart, I have taken a golden cross again, 50 exponential, 50 simple moving average and 200 simple moving average. So prices are trending above 50 as well as 200. So price should be above both the averages. Second is RSI I have taken above 40, because as market have seen a downtrend, and most of the RSI may be around above 40 or turning out from the oversold zone to above 40. So to measure the daily momentum, the bullish momentum, it should be above 40. So I just repeat the stock selection criteria. On weekly scale, it should be prices should be above the 50 weeks and 200 week exponential, and RSI should be above 50. And on daily chart, there should be a golden cross, which means that 50 and 200, the prices should trade above those averages, and RSI should be above 40. So I filtered the 10 stocks based on the same criteria, and I am adding weekly and daily both. So let's look at the charts, and let's look at the stocks which are looking great. And again, as I said, I kept a minimum market cap around 1000 crores. So let's start with the first stock. The first is AB Capital, and if I just look at again the prices over here, if you look at, have been trending higher. So there are two charts on your screen. So left one is the weekly chart and right one is the daily chart. The blue line, if you look at the blue moving average, is 50 weekly, 50 daily or 50 weekly exponential moving average, and the orange one is the 200 weekly or 200 daily. So this is the default average color which I'll be using in the whole video over here. Again, I'm repeating, the blue one is a 50, being a weekly or being a daily. The 200 is the orange color is a 200, which being on weekly or being on daily. So these are the two averages color usually, and lower is the RSI. So a simple template over here on based on the criteria which I have selected. So now if you look at on the right hand side of the daily chart over here, we are witnessing the previous high been taken out, plus the falling trend line breakout. So yes, it is adding up. The price is trending bullish on weekly as well as daily. Plus there is a breakout over here. So it adds up. The first stock is the AB Capital. Moving on to the second chart, Federal Bank now. One of the most promising stocks, probably the second half of 2022, where we saw a huge rally coming into the Federal Bank, right from around 80-85 stock, 85 to around 120 plus levels. Since then, the stock is consolidating for quite long. And now, if you look at the left-hand chart, the weekly chart, the previous high been retested. We saw the bullish momentum, but in fact, when markets corrected, we saw a slight correction, corrective move, and consolidation move. But again, the momentum is starting over here. So if you look at the daily chart, we have seen a momentum coming back very, very strongly. Now the prices are trending above the 50 days average as well. RSI, if you look at the lower panel over here, onto the weekly, the left hand side, it is making a double bottom sort of structure. The both are around 55 and 52. So both the lows were nearly similar onto the RSI. So 50 has been held as a strong support zone onto the RSI on the Federal Bank. So I believe yes, Federal Bank is the second stock which can see a good upside momentum. Keeping a stock on your radar or should add to your watch list. Third, First Source Limited FSL. Look at the left hand weekly chart. Up bottoming similar bottoms over there at around 200 weekly explanation moving average, the orange one. If you look at the right hand side onto the daily chart, look at the previous highs been taken out, breakout. The retest has happened around the breakout level now. So yes, with the golden cross happening, the price is trending above the averages. The breakout happened of the previous highs. The lows being similar onto the weekly scale. So I believe yes, definitely a stock to add to your watch list. Fourth, GPPL or Gujarat Pipavav Ports Limited. And if you look at the momentum is stronger. If you look at the right hand side, the rising trend line is there. Onto the weekly scale, we are looking at the bullish range shift happening. Though the previous highs of around 118, 120, maybe a minor hurdle onto the stock, but I believe yes, the momentum is much stronger onto the stock and worth keeping onto your watch list. The GPPL, the Gujarat Pipavav Port. Fifth stock, Jindal SAW, a strong momentum counter. From a trading point of view, I think this is a strong momentum which we have been seeing for quite a few months now. Every dip has been aggressively bought into the Jindal SAW Limited. Looking at the weekly scale over here, so previous highs been taken out. Yes, the all-time high is yet to be taken out, or I would say convincingly taken out. But if you look at the previous high been taken out convincingly, RSI is again going to the overbought zone. But look at the trend; it's been trending very much bullish. So I think buy on dip strategy can be implemented on this stock, and any dip towards the previous highs being retested, definitely a stock to keep to your watch list. Next, from the PSU Bank, PSU, if you remember, last 6 months have been since Diwali, I would say, has been one of the top contender, the PSU banks, and we have seen most of the PSU bank rallying. KTK Bank is the one of the stock you should keep to your or add to your watch list. Now, if you look at this left hand side weekly, this is a line chart, which means I'm taking a close on close. Look at this previous high been retested. Stock is consolidating on a weekly scale over here. Plus, if I look at the daily, we have seen a sudden uptick momentum, and it has just crossed above the 50 day exponential moving average. That's the reason it has been there into the criteria or in our scanner. Now, if you look at the lower panel onto the RSI on daily chart, right hand side, it's been moving higher and trying to indicate the bullish range shift happening on there. So this is definitely on cards. You should keep a watch on any move above the previous highs. I would say the previous swing highs, definitely keep a watch on this stock. There could be a fast and furious momentum onto the KTK Bank, and it will be a worth adding to your watch list. Keeping onto a radar, a momentum play can be there onto the KTK Bank, so keep a watch on this. The next stock, seventh stock, NTPC. Power sector was there for quite few, and NTPC is one of the sector, one of the stock which is been leading into the power space. Now, if you look at previous swing highs been taken a range breakout, a huge range breakout from 2008 till 2022, a range breakout of around 14 years. the momentum is very much stronger. Now look at the right hand side. Prices have been, markets were consolidating. The price was consolidating at the 50 days average. It indicates that the strength is there. Every time it tested 200 days average back in 2022, there was a huge accumulation happening. So in case anytime we see in a near term 200 days testing, or as soon as price trade higher, consolidate, this average may move higher. So in case there is a consolidation or there is a retest over there, definitely keep a watch on this stock. Look for an accumulation or add to your watch list when there is an retest happening. So keep a watch on this stock. RSI also seems trending very bullish onto the daily as well as the weekly chart. PFC, again the power stock, Power Finance Corporation Limited. Look at this stock, look at these two red lines onto the weekly scale over here. The prices have especially the previous highs have been acting as a demand zone over here. 2011-12 highs, probably look at the 2015-16 highs. Back about 2021 highs have been now a demand zone over there. Highs have been higher and higher. So definitely any dip towards the previous high or the range of red, it's a good worth keeping on to your watch list. Now again, if you look at the momentum onto the daily chart, is slow and steady picking up. RSI is giving the previous high been taken out, so previous swing high has been taken out. So it indicates there is a strength onto the daily chart. There's a weekly chart is already trending bullish with higher low structure. So any dip, PFC is, I think it's a good buy. GAIL from the energy space, again energy has been outperformance into the Feb month. Though markets were down into the Feb, we have seen broader markets been correcting. Energy have held their nerves very strongly, and GAIL, one of the leading momentum even this week and even the last week, have seen a good comeback. So yes, keep a watch on the GAIL. Prices have seen a golden cross again after a death cross. If you look at the daily chart, already on a weekly chart, it's been trending higher. So this is definitely a watch on your add to your watch list this stock. The last and final, Tilaknagar Industries. If you look at TI, which is into the space of the bullish momentum over here, look at the daily chart on the right hand side. The previous highs were broken out. It retested the previous highs. The momentum is gaining onto the bullish side again. RSI from 40 holding onto the bullish zone onto the daily. On weekly, it has been holding 55 very strongly. So I believe yes, this one is a stock. Though market cap wise, it's slightly around I guess around 2100 crores, but definitely keeping a watch onto the stock. This mid cap can see a good upside momentum, or small cap. I think this is the stock list you can keep your watches. So just to sum up the stock list, Heavy Capital, Federal Bank, First Source FSL Limited, First Source Gujarat Pipavav Port, GPPL, then Jindal SAW, we have KTK Bank, NTPC, PFC, GAIL, and Tilaknagar. So these are the 10 stocks you should add to your watch list between trading, which are trending between around 100 to 200 rupees. And again, as I said, the markets have a still good upside momentum. We have seen reversal in the yesterday's session coming back very strongly. In case the momentum picks up, I guess the stocks can be worth a trading or keeping on to your watch list from short to medium term. Signing off, Brijesh Bhatia.